Well, hi everyone. I thought it was today is the 21st of November 2018, and it was time I did another video. And looking at what's going on around, looking at what's going around in our lives, and where's it all going to. And I think the answer to that question that I just posed is wait and see. So the last few weeks have been some tremendous upheaval for many of us, in fact for all of us. And this upheaval is part of the process of deciding the path that you're going to take and where you're going. And each of us has been given a lot of challenges, a lot of, let's say, tests and obstacles to overcome, and we're still facing them also. And we're being tested like never before. And I know that I keep saying this, and I've never been tested so much before, and I'm at the most peaceful that I've been in my life ever. But I'm still being tested. I'm still being challenged with things that need to be dealt with, or having to overcome certain aspects of things that are going on. And really being forced, and it is forced, to live in the moment without planning, without expectation, without the thought of anything that's not of this world. So there's a whole heap of stuff going on, and I'm also noticing the more awake I am, and I think this is probably also important to share. The more awake I am, the more I see the repeating cycles of not only myself but my children, my friends, things we did this time last year and the year before and the year before and the year before and the year before. They're all the same. What are we doing? We're repeating, and I've said this many times before, that we are cyclical beings. We're repeating patterns, we're repeating cycles, and we're repeating certain aspects of our lives, whether it comes from this lifetime or other lifetimes. I'm not going to even hazard a guess on that. But exactly, I was looking at the other day, Facebook memories. That's one of the only good things about Facebook is Facebook memories. What were you doing 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago? And I've just looked at October and November. Exactly the same things, activities for the last 5 years. And looked at my personal situation with respect to abundance. Exactly the same situation probably for the last 10 years. Except for one or twice. So 8 out of the last 10 years of my life, I've spent Christmas separated from my family, physically separated from my kids, in a very uncomfortable financial situation, and living by the seat of my pants, and not knowing, even in the most secure of situations, not knowing what tomorrow brings, or not knowing where the future's going. And I think that's really good, not knowing where the future's going, because when you know what's happening, there's no fun, is there? So what we're seeing is this, and I do believe this key of the more awake you are, the more you remember. If you can remember what you did last week, which not many people can do, then you can remember what you did 2 weeks ago. And much of my teaching has been about remembering who you are, remembering what you did last year, remembering what you did at events when you were a child, as a teenager, as an adult. Remembering these things because they're Pandora's box. They open up your mind to exploring beyond that. And most people are afraid, and most people are afraid to do that because it does open Pandora's box. But that's psychology tells us to forget it, to let it go. And this is where I and psychology are at odds. But I'm not at odds, I'm at odds with the science side of psychology, because there are many merits in psychology. But if we look at Maslow's work and Jung's work, there was a more spiritual aspect to psychology. Maslow's sixth step, the human transcendence, when man becomes in union with himself and his higher consciousness, he comes the pyramid, the top of the pyramid, which is outside of himself, becomes at one with himself. So he merges physical reality with higher consciousness. But that's what we are. And psychology wants to take it to basic science, and science, as always we know, it destroys everything or doubts everything. But they want us to believe in Jesus Christ and God and all of these other icons, but they don't want us to believe in our own consciousness and our own thought processes. So you see, it's at odds. And when we empower ourselves, we're empowering our consciousness to open up to receive new information. And the last few weeks has been lots and lots of dreams, a whole heap of synchronicities that like I've never seen before. But not only with me, but people that I'm connected to, friends, family, colleagues, partners, business partners across the other side of the world. They're all experiencing synchronicities. They're all experiencing something very similar. And the further this experience becomes open, the more we're experiencing. So this shows that the energies are supporting our movement going forward. The energies are supporting our current and future mind set going forward. And the more and more we are pushed to confront situations with friends, with colleagues, with business partners, with lovers, with kids, the more we're pushed to confront them, the more we are finding we're either being triggered into reacting, and people react, or we're practicing our new skills, which is how to respond and how to treat things with love and how to apply love at the very first principle or at the very first opportunity to be able to give a proper response. And one of the things I spoke about a month ago or 6 weeks ago, and many of you that are following me know that I'm involved with Tesla. I know that I had some speeches that I was supposed to attend in Moscow a few weeks ago. I was also supposed to be right now I'm supposed to be in Mauritius, meeting with the government of Mauritius to talk about a Tesla project. And last week I had to cancel it. A few days before that, I cancelled an invitation to attend Moscow State University of Civil Engineering, where I was a chairperson of a conference where I was to speak about Tesla's technology. I was supposed to be in Mauritius to discuss working with them and their university in installing a prototype, the world's first prototype of Tesla technology at a location that we've already agreed. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there because of financial abundance. But I know that time will take me there. It's just a matter of time. There's few things that need to be put in place. And what's come out of that since I took the decision to cancel it or postpone it, the opportunity is still open. And most people will find themselves in that situation. I can't stop this because of this. If I stop this, this is not going to happen. If I stop this, something else is going to happen. And that's fear. Those thoughts did go through my mind, but in the end I said, I have to be honest. I don't have the money to get there. I don't have the money to be able to present this properly. Therefore, I have to postpone until a future date or cancel. And the response was, thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your openness. We're aware of the situation. The door is open. When you're able to, when you're ready to, let us know. And isn't that a beautiful thing? Isn't that everything that we're working for? Being honest. If we're doing things for the love of them, if we're doing things because of a higher calling, as well as serving ourselves, as well as serving a higher cause, if it's in truth and there's no bullshit or there's no Mickey Mouse, you'll be able to achieve your objective. But it's just a matter of finding a different way or finding a solution that does it in a different way. So this is just another confirmation that the path that I'm on is valid and the path that I'm on is correct, and the essence of me and whatever else I'm carrying inside of me is alive. The synchronicities are coming left, right and center. Confirmations left, right and center. Communication with other people left, right and center. So there's no need to worry about the future. There's no need to worry about tomorrow. So what did that allow me to do? Is go back within myself. What do I need to do for me? What am I lacking? Lacking is probably the wrong word. What is my situation now? Why am I serving myself? And the answer to that was no. I'm not eating properly. I don't have sufficient income. I'm behind with my rent. I am behind with my bills. I've got my bags packed ready to leave. And I decided that I'm going to look for a job. And I realized if I leave here to look for a job, I'm in the same situation. I still need money to get from here to there. And I still need to sit on my ass or walk around and find a job. And if I find a job, what am I serving? Am I serving the alleged need or the perceived need to survive? Or is this for my highest good? Maybe I need to learn a lesson about money. Maybe I need to learn a lesson about abundance, but I wish it would stop. So I made the decision to stay here and try and negotiate whatever I can to be able to stay here and to be able to find enough income to be able to eat on a daily basis. And you see me smiling. If you saw my fridge, it's empty. If you saw my cupboards, they're bare. But I'm smiling. I'm happy. I'm at the happiest, happier than I've ever been. And smiling more than I've ever smiled. And know that where I'm going or whatever I'm doing is for the highest good. I don't mind not eating for a few days. I do, but I don't mind not eating for a few days because I see where I'm going. My eyes are open, and every now and again they will come back to this reality. They will come back to reality, to this 3D, if not 2D. So you can really endorse in yourself where you are. And if where you are is uncomfortable and you can't change it, then you need to go to a higher dimension to be able to live and to survive and to exist. Because if you stay in this dimension which is not comfortable because of the situation, you're going to lower yourself, you're going to lower your energy vibration, and you're going to become in this cycle of depression, of anxiety, of survival mode, but this is not survival, this is I'm loving my life. Last week, my eldest daughter came back from Australia after spending, I think, 6 or 9 months away. My youngest daughter decided to return home with our grandchild. My stepdaughter gave birth to Tatiana. So my soul sisters in the UK are getting married. Friends in different places around the world, they're suffering and they're struggling. And likewise, people here in the city are also in exactly the same situation. So this is something that we have to live with. This is something we accept. It's normal. This is normal. Having very little money in your pocket is normal. There's no need to struggle or to fight against something that is normal. But fight against your ego. Fight against your ego so that you may reach that love inside of you that allows you to see things from a crystal clear perspective. Are you going in the right direction? Yes or no? If you don't know, ask your guides for a sign to show you that it is the right direction. If you're seeing synchronicities and signs that are personal to you, you know that you're in the right direction. You know that you're going in the right direction, and there's nothing for you to be afraid of. There's nothing for you to worry about. And that is the biggest thing for man to stop doing, worrying. And I'm still reacting sometimes. But what I still teach myself is what I teach my students. Ask myself the question, what would love do? What would love do right now? Would love run away, or would love stay and try and find a solution? And the more you find a solution, the more you open your mind and your consciousness up, you're sending energies out, and more the answers will come back. If you limit yourself to a very few short and simple answers, you'll very quickly find the correct one. I haven't given up on my Tesla journey. I will never give up on my Tesla journey until it's in my face that this isn't the right thing to be doing. But it's in my face that it is the right thing to be doing. There are certain things that I shall be doing that I can't do right now because of certain things, because of certain situations. So it's a matter of persevering, patience, and enjoying what I have got, and knowing that everything in the future is going to be okay. Because everything in the future is okay, because today is okay. When we apply very positive memories that have impacted us and are still here in the forefront of our mind, whether they are good or whether they're not, they are there for a reason. And they're there to remind you of who you are, and what you're capable of. And I do know what I'm capable of, believe me. And our biggest fear is, will we ever be as powerful or as creative or as desirable or as XYZ as what we have been? We are greater than that. We are bigger than that, because what we are doing is recreating a new that combines that and all of the previous other stuff. So it's only ever going to be better. It's only ever going to be new and improved. And yes, there are going to be the speed bumps. And yes, there are going to be the things that we have to overcome, because not everything is going to be rosy. But these challenges that were being presented are those that are necessary for us to reach that level that allows us to evolve ad infinitum, for infinity. And that's the place that we've been striving to achieve. At one with ourselves in complete... I don't believe we will ever know whether we are at one with ourselves or not. I don't ever believe that we will ever know whether we're on the right path, because there's no physical sign that the human mind needs or requires to say that that's the right path. When you've taken away that conditioning that that's the signpost that you follow, instead of your intuition or your intuitive signs or your synchronicities that are specific to you, if you begin to follow those, you're on the right path. And if they're still with you, and if they're forced in your face, and if your colleagues or friends and family are also seeing them, and they're sharing this information with you, you're all on the right path. And there may be some people that aren't in your life right now that you would like in your life, like I would. I'd love to see my children. I haven't seen my youngest daughter for 2 years, 2.5 years. My son for 2.5 years. I haven't seen my grandson. I haven't seen my stepchildren since 2011. I haven't seen Alexandra and Ilya for 2.5 years. I haven't heard from them for a long time. But they're still here. They're still here in my heart. They're in my mind. They're ever present, because love is ever present. So remember that. Love is ever present. And it is that love that will get you through to wherever you're supposed to go. Don't be drawn into this media saga that's going on. If you look at the astrology of what's going on, just go with the flow. You're being triggered for a reason, or you're very happy for a reason. But the changes are here. The changes are coming. They may not look like it on the surface, but believe me, they are. The world is a wonderful place, and we will create this wonderful place within our own lives, within our families' lives, and within our community lives, that will not impinge on the outside world, and the outside world will not impinge on it, because it doesn't need the outside world to have an influence. We are the controllers of our own destiny. No, controller is the wrong word. I know that we can't control anything. I know that we are able to influence certain things, but there are many things that we can't control. Money will allow us, this is one thing that I can tell you, money will allow us to test our thoughts and our beliefs and knowledge on a destination, on an event, on a situation. But will those things still happen when you don't have money? If the signs and synchronicities are still coming through, then it will happen. There are some things that you don't need to be physically present for. There are some things that if you are unable to attend something physically, there's always another person that you're connected to that's in that location or is on that location to be able to do what you need to do. And that's happened to me in the last few weeks quite a lot. Things that I would like to do that I've been unable to do because of whatever reason, another person has been able to perform the magic that I need to do. And that's what we do as soul family, soul brothers and soul sisters. That's what we undertake. We undertake to clean up each other's mess. We undertake to care about each other and to love each other. And if we're unable to be in a certain time and place at a certain location, then somebody else would do it for us. Because that's who we are. That's how we're connected. And many of us say that we're returning home. Yes, we are returning home. Yes, we are going to create heaven on earth. Yes, we are going to create the Eden on earth again. I believe that wholeheartedly. And I do believe I know the location, and I do believe I know many people that will be there. And some of my soul brothers and sisters will be saying, maybe you are that person. Maybe you are that person. And I don't want to even go down that path because I'm me. It doesn't matter who I am. It matters what I do. The same as, doesn't matter. What matters is what you do in your life to transform it into one that is free. Free of the chains that bind you. And it's really fucking hard. I've been doing this now for 4.5 years, virtually full time. And it's hard. And there are days when I'm crying, there are days when I'm yelling and bounding, but I'm not doing that much anymore. Maybe once in a blue moon that happens. But you know, I've been in these dark places, mentally, physically, and I'm still here, and I'm smiling. And literally, I'm free. Wherever the next step goes, it's in the right direction. Because there's no going backwards. And whoever's going to be part of that journey will be part of that journey. Because they're all invited. As are you. So what I've decided to do, if you're watching this now at 23 minutes, which I doubt very many people are, I've decided that I'm going to start offering my services again for until the end of December. I have to support myself. I have to find an income. And one of the ways I can achieve this is through counseling and through guiding others. So here's what I'm going to offer. If you want to have a session with me, send me a donation and I will have a session with you. We will have a session together and then we can decide a plan over the next 4 to 5 weeks before the end of the year. There's much we can do in a short period of time because I'm just the catalyst to assist you on your journey. So if you want to take advantage of this offer, and in a way you'll be helping me, you will be helping me on my journey towards wherever that's going to be, to a new location, because I need to be out of Croatia, to a new location. Allow me to help you. In return, you will help me. That's exchange of energies. Sending you lots of love and light. Namaste.